is your next client?
It's Generation Y.
Why?
Because there's 71 million of them.
Oh, that's why. Hello, my name is Barry Horvath, and this is Moving Forward TV, your local market update.
And I am Dylan Gaston. Thanks for joining us today. In today's show, we are going to be talking about Generation Y.
Why?
Why? Because there's 71 million of them. Selling to the next generation, which is Generation Y, and they are very tech savvy.
You think?
People. Yeah.
Why?
It's not like the old-fashioned, they don't do things the way we did.
You're going to slap me before the end of the show. aren't
Yeah,
you?
I know.
If I keep saying why? Why?
So they are very into technology and social media and that kind of thing. And I know a lot of us struggle with the social media thing. We kind of don't see on their level.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. The texting thing, I know you're really trying to keep up with them, aren't you?
Yeah, it's telling me what to say
He's
here.
trying to be young again. Anyway, we have somebody who is joining us today from Norcom Mortgage. He is the marketing manager. Do you want to help me out with any of this or what?
No, I'm living in the Y right now.
Norcom Mortgage is a large mortgage company all along the east coast of the United States.
You did a great job today, Dylan.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. So today we have a special guest. It's Mr. Ryan Kelly, and he's from Norcom Mortgage. He is the marketing manager. So who better to bring on the show to learn about marketing and Generation Y?
And especially because he is a Generation Y.
You
He's
think?
of that
That's true. You
age
think?
group.
Yeah.
So
And
we can
ladies,
pick his brain.
We can pick his brain because he is from that era.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's perfect for us. So Ryan, what do you see out there? I mean, you are with a large direct lender and you're doing all this marketing all down the East Coast. What do you see out there working and not working? What's the trend? I mean, because you know, we have no clue what works.
Yeah.
Clearly.
We're all fishing for,
we're like,
fishing for what works.
Right.
Throw us a nugget, throw us a gem.
Sure. I think first you need to pick a target demographic. I think you need to decide who your target audience is. Then once that's determined, then you decide how to market to that audience.
Okay.
And in looking at some of the things that we're looking at, statistics and all that, there's 71 million, if we haven't said it enough,
wait.
Generation Y people out there, your age group, who are getting married,
This
buying
means I have a question.
houses,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I have a question.
Yes.
Who
You
are
gonna join the show now?
Yeah, I want to jump right in here. Who is Generation Y anyway? I mean,
Why?
No, I'm asking you why. Who are they?
Who's Generation Y?
Generation Y should be anyone that was born in the early 1980s through the year 2000.
We're out.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys are out. But yeah, that's a generation in Gen Y. It's going to be your first-time homebuyer generation. The early Gen Yers are probably around that 30, 33-year-old.
Okay.
The lower end, maybe, anyone from 25 to 35 is generally our first-time homebuyer
And that's our
audience,
first-time
and that's
home buyer
our
people,
demographic.
and they're the ones who are coming in and
Right.
buying houses right
and
now.
you kept saying there were 71 million of these
Oh
people.
my gosh,
And it's a
that's-
growing segment of the population.
Yes.
Because
Because it's a big span.
the baby
It is.
boomers are dying.
Yes. Some
kinda
of them.
Yeah.
Let's not push that,
Sorry.
okay?
So pretty soon it'll be a new show with Ryan and I. But we're going to miss you.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry.
All right, back to what is working and what isn't working. These are definitely tech-savvy people. Some
Yeah.
of us baby boomers are
Yeah.
not quite as tech-savvy. Social media, that seems to be where the big thing is. These people are very into social media. Some of these social media things, Facebook, obviously, I've heard of.
Yeah.
But some of these other ones, I don't even know what some of these are
Yeah.
or how they work. So,
What's out there?
yeah,
Sure.
What do you
what's
use?
out there and what's
How do I
good
connect
and-
with a Generation Y person?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Typically.
Let me get this text message.
Yeah, no worries. Typically, and
Look,
I
see,
think
he says no
most-
worries. He's used to that.
Yeah, no
That's
worries.
It's not rude for
acceptable
me
to
to do
him.
this.
It's not rude. I'm used to it.
Because,
Yeah.
the generation, the baby boomers,
Genera-
I piss her off when I do this. She's
Yes.
like, put that thing down.
Yeah.
Put it
No.
down now.
Yeah.
But he's
They
totally
look at
accepting
it as
of it.
disrespectful, but yeah, we're accepting of it. It's typically
So you're
kind
okay?
of part of our life.
So I don't even have to make eye contact with you?
No,
I can
you
just
don't.
be
You
here
don't
like,
at all. Exactly.
So that's acceptable.
Yeah. Typically, a standard day with a Gen Y, I think when they wake up, they check their phone.
Really?
That's the first thing that they go to. They look on Facebook.
Oh,
they
look,
see,
somebody said good morning to me. Good morning.
They check out Facebook. They may check out Twitter. They may use Twitter and look at the news feed and try to catch up on anything that may have happened the day before, that previous night. And then you check email. A lot of stuff is done on your smartphone.
And that's so
it's-
funny because I'm notorious for, somebody will like be calling me or something like that, and I'll find it like an hour or two later, and I'll say, oh, it was on silent from church last night or something like that.
Yeah. Gen Yers know where their phone is at all times.
And look at
It's
it
typically-
So
constantly.
it's really close by.
It's really close
See,
by.
I
Where's
told
your
you.
phone?
My phone's
in
in
your
my pocket. It's on vibrate. I know what's going on at all times.
All right.
It's never very far, and I typically check it quite often.
So here's a question then. So, all right, I'm in real estate, pretend, okay? Or I'm in the mortgage industry.
Sure.
And I'm
Pretend.
trying, and just pretend, okay? And I'm like trying to call you and you don't answer.
Yeah.
So should I text you?
You should text me.
And I'd say, hey, where are your documents for this loan that we're working on?
Right.
Or that property you're looking on Elm Street, we may have a contract on it. I should text that to you. And
You should.
And
You
you're
should.
because if I call you, and that's not rude.
Yeah, typically I think Gen Yers look at phone calls and it's on your time, it's not on our time. So I think we typically
Wow.
like to interact through text messages, through emails, because we can respond to it when we have the time, when we feel like it's in our best interest to do so. It's an
not-
easier way to contact.
And whereas we're more, I want to talk to somebody on the phone.
You guys like to talk
What's
on the
this
phone.
we? I'm
do
in the
like to
middle.
talk-
I'm right here.
Yeah.
This is okay.
Yeah, so Barry's in the middle. You may like to
Yeah,
talk
he's
on the
a
phone.
Gen
but
Xer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
typically-
kind of I'm a hybrid.
He's a latchkey kid.
I'm a hybrid.
Yeah, the best way to reach Gen Y is to text them.
Okay.
And-
What
or
about
potentially
Facebook
to email.
messaging?
Yeah,
Is that
You
acceptable?
can Facebook message as well. We
you like
oftentimes
that?
recommend to loan officers, if they're closing with a potential buyer
Mm-hmm.
and they're in that Gen Y demographic, friend them on Facebook. Be a part of their network. You
Oh,
want to
there
be
you
a
go,
loan
there you
officer for
go.
life. You want to be a
Right.
realtor for life.
Right.
If you close on that home, and we'll tell realtors all the time, if you close on a home with a Gen Y buyer, friend them, write something on their wall. Say congratulations, a picture of them with the keys at the closing table or something like that.
What a great idea.
That is a great idea.
And then you get out into their feed, and then their friends and family see that message. So it's a great way to kind of hit a larger audience, but not be too salesy at the same time.
Right.
What about that Pinterest thing? What is that
Yes,
thing?
I've heard of that one, but I don't know much
yeah,
about
there's a
it.
few social networks that I wouldn't look for necessarily in the mortgage or real estate industry, and one of them is Instagram's one of those funky ones. I feel like right now it's more for product-based brands. They're
Okay.
using it. It's really great to kind of post images of products and things like that. Real estate potentially it could be beneficial. For the loan officer, I don't know. I don't see it being
But-
there. Pinterest is 80% of the demographic on Pinterest is female.
Perfect.
Wow.
We tend to target, we tend to target females in that Gen Y, age gap because we see them as the decision makers.
Okay.
Yes.
So Pinterest is a great place, but you need fresh content.
All right.
Pinterest has a bunch of different boards that you can create, or you can follow different brands. For example, J. Crew, the clothing brand, they have different boards.
Oh, okay,
Jewelry, stores may have different boards for different types of rings, engagement, wedding bands, things like that. Oftentimes, people use Pinterest to kind of post things that they want. Maybe it's a picture of a refurbished or refinished kitchen, or maybe it's a picture of a new car or
okay.
something along those lines, or
Okay.
an engagement ring.
So if you're in real estate and you go to somebody's Pinterest,
Mm-hmm.
you could say, oh, look, they like these
This
42-inch
house or
cabinets
something.
Right.
with these granite countertops.
Right.
So you could maybe connect with them and show them a house
I've
that
got a
had
house
those
that has
things.
this. Oh,
Hey,
very good, very
hey, are
good.
you interested in this? And boom, you're connected instantly.
Yeah,
Am
I
right?
look at people's use on Pinterest more along the lines of this is what they want,
Okay.
or this is
That's
what they
nice.
hope
So if
to
you wanted-
attain someday.
And if you wanted to get engaged and you wanted to find the wedding ring that she wanted.
I would check out her Pinterest account, see what types of rings she was pinning, and then
There you
take that
go.
to the jeweler, and that's
So
a good
how's
example.
that working
of-
out for you?
It's working out well.
Ryan is
It's-
engaged.
Yeah. Sorry, ladies, he's taken.
All right. Well, let's move on because there's a lot of them here. What is the whole hashtag thing? That's a Twitter thing, right?
Yeah, Barry's coffee cup actually has a hashtag on it. It's
What is
hashtag
that? That's a
MyDunkin'.
pound sign. That's what
Yeah,
you
know a
it's
lot of
pound
people don't
sign.
know,
We
like,
call
what-
it hashtag.
I call it tic-tac-toe.
I know, it's a pound
Yeah.
sign.
By the way, if you play me, I win
Why
every
did,
time.
I guess, why did they rename it hashtag?
Yeah, where did that
Where did
come
that
from?
come
I
from?
do
Anybody
not know
know?
Talking
where
about this
hashtag-
little pound sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do
And
not-
what exactly does that mean when you see something like that?
Typically, I think of it as a conversation. Dunkin' Donuts wants you to talk about your cup of coffee. Hashtag my Dunkin'. So you would go on.
It's my coffee.
Facebook has hashtags. Instagram has hashtags. Twitter kind of started the whole hashtag realm. You can go on Twitter and you can actually search hashtags. You can type in hashtag my Dunkin' and see anyone that's potentially posted a picture of their coffee in the morning, or they're talking about Dunkin' Donuts in that manner.
But
So they're trying to get people to talk about Dunkin' Donuts.
what
on
about
their social
houses
networks.
or real estate or
Yeah.
finance?
Typically, we'll search Twitter's a great platform to communicate with potential buyers. We'll search people that have hashtagged engaged, hashtag. One time we ran.
Because they're
we
buying a
ran-
house next.
Exactly. We tend to see people get engaged, they buy a house before they get married. So that's a nice little time frame to try to get into that.
So
buyers.
those are potential buyers.
Those are potential
Right,
buyers, or
right.
maybe hashtag renter problems. You know, people that are renting, maybe it's cheaper for them to actually own than it is to rent. So we ran a campaign around hashtag renter problems, and you can get in on that conversation. And there's a lot of people that are actually hashtagging those types of things. So it's
Okay.
just about being creative. But yeah, getting back to the whole engage thing, we do a lot of bridal shows and bridal expos.
So is
Those
that
are very
working?
beneficial. Yes, it is.
Because you
working.
get first-time home buyers.
Yep,
that
you're
get
getting
engaged,
potential
buy a
first-time
house.
home buyers. You're getting that female audience.
Okay, that's a great idea.
So it's great for realtors. It's great for loan officers as well.
Okay. What else do you see working out there? I mean, what about these Lending Tree and Zillow and
Yeah,
Realtor.com and Trulia and all that? I see a lot of real
People
estate
are
professionals.
on
They're
those
all on that.
Right.
Again, the Gen Ys, they are very computer.
Yeah,
they
we
look
start-
stuff up.
Yeah, we start our search on the computer.
Are
if there's
those-
anything that I'm looking to purchase or I'm interested in, I'll start my search online.
Okay.
Um,
So is that how you found your future wife? Did you find
no, I didn't find her. I didn't find her online. No.
Thank God.
That was in the flesh. We met in person.
Okay, good, good.
But yeah.
But through a dating
Dodged the
service.
bullet.
No, I'm kidding.
No, not through a dating service. But
Now
yeah,
he has no
Zillow-
clue what to say now. He's like,
Zillow,
"Did you really just say that?"
Realtor.com, Trulia, all that stuff. I mean, that's where people are starting their search. Oftentimes, we tell them to reach out to a mortgage company, reach out to a bank, get pre-qualified before you start looking, because you're wasting the realtor's time if you don't know how much you can afford or how much you qualify for.
Okay.
Oftentimes, Gen Yers, they have no clue what they can afford. They start their search online, and then they see those ads
Right.
on the right-hand side.
Right.
And the Zillow ads and those types of things that we've
So they
talked
start
about.
popping up
So they start
on there.
popping up, and they think, oh, if I want this property, I need to contact this realtor.
So Facebook knows where you've been, I've noticed.
Yeah,
and it
Facebook
finds
knows
your
where you've been.
interests
Yeah,
and it
Facebook
starts.
takes all of your interests.
Right.
And starts popping those ads up.
Yep.
That's how they do that, huh?
It takes
Isn't
your
that
age
cool?
demographic. It
Okay.
takes your relationship status.
Okay.
You can actually run a Facebook advertising campaign to engaged people just based on the relationship status. And you
Really?
can look at where they're located as well. So if you want to target people in Florida that are engaged, you can do that with an advertising campaign on Facebook.
Interesting.
And what's cool about that is you can actually set your budget. So if you want to start out spending $10 a day, you can set your budget. The ad will turn off after you've reached that $10 limit.
Wow.
And
Isn't
it's just
that-
a pay per click.
That's
Every
so
time
cool.
they click on it, you get charged.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All this stuff that we don't know about. It is just unbelievable.
What about paper? Paper
Paper.
media, print.
Print.
How much is that is effective
Print's
marketing?
really expensive. Print's
Okay.
really expensive.
All right, thanks for that. So you heard it here,
Social
folks.
media's free. Print's
Social
really
media is free,
expensive.
but you need to manage it. You don't want to set up a social media presence
Right.
and just disappear. Similar to your website, and if you get into search engine optimization,
So you have to be
and all that.
engaged. That's the key.
You have to be
like
engaged. You have to, yeah. You have to keep up to date with it.
Okay, that makes sense.
You need to reply to people. You need
So-
to respond. Oftentimes, they use it for customer service now. If a customer's unhappy, they're going to complain about you or your brand or your business on Facebook or Twitter.
Ooh, they're
So
not
you
gonna
need
mail
make
you a flyer.
They're not going to mail you a flyer. They want to have a big impact, so they're going to hit you on
Wow.
those social networks where you have a big following.
Interesting.
So you need to be on there. You need to be active. Try not to be too salesy.
Okay.
You want to think about the psychology of why they're on Twitter, why Gen Yers are checking Facebook in the morning. It's to interact. It's to see what friends and family members are doing. It's not to be sold to.
I see.
Yes,
So
yes.
oftentimes, for example, we'll take the approach of the 80-20 or 90-10 rule, where most of our content is just things to get them to interact with,
Right.
things to get them to share it or to like it or to comment. because that's what's going to grow your social media presence, is getting more and more people to see it. And when people interact with it, more people actually see that content. So try not to be too salesy. That would
Okay.
be my recommendation.
I wonder what Marty's
And share funny videos.
Oh, really? Like this one.
Yeah,
This is the funniest video ever.
yeah.
I wonder.
You know-
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you know,
Because
what
this is your show. I'm just sitting here going.
I know, you know, we could probably go on forever with this stuff, and I
think?
know it's real interesting, but we try and keep this show as short as possible.
do.
Ryan, would you mind if we put your contact information on here and people
Yeah,
could
of
like reach
course.
out and contact you
For
if they have any
marketing
questions?
ideas?
Because
Yeah, I actually have a weekly blog, and it's just themarketingrace.com.
Well, tell us about it.
Yeah, so typically I post every single week, and the topics range. Some of them are marketing tips. Recently I had an interview with a question and answer with a local radio personality up in Connecticut, talking about, you know, how radio has changed in this digital age that we're now in. And yeah, talking about a lot of different stuff on there. So it's a cool place
Excellent.
to check out.
So not
so
only
we're going to have your information on here.
Sure.
I think you need to not only know, you know, what people are buying, but who's buying. Like
Yes.
you said, you have to target your audience.
Yeah,
You know.
you can't market to everyone. If you talk to me about marketing reverse mortgages or
Right.
Medicare, 62 years and up, I'd tell you print is the way to go.
There you
But
go.
if you're talking about Gen Y, I would not spend your money
So
on
if you want first-time home buyers, you need to be engaged in social media.
Exactly.
Thanks everyone for liking the show and getting it out on social media. Put us on Facebook, share us on, what do we do on Twitter?
LinkedIn,
Yeah, LinkedIn.
Twitter, all of that stuff.
YouTube us.
We have our own channel.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Easy Mortgage Answers.
That's it. Thanks for watching. We are today and every day.
Moving forward.
We'll
Ooh,
see
sorry for
everybody
that,
next week.